First up tonight, we are learning more about the family at the center of this horrific murder-suicide in Phoenix. A prominent local attorney, Marla Hudgens, and her 3 young children are all found dead inside their home.
Police say her husband, Jasen Hudgens, is the main suspect. They say he shot and killed himself. Tonight, we are learning what may have gone wrong in their marriage and how Marla's best friends are remembering her tonight. Brianna Whitney is live outside their home near 7th Avenue in Northern, where a vigil was held earlier tonight. And Brianna, what have you been able to learn about the family?
Well, the friends say first and foremost, Marla was somebody who touched so many people, both here in Phoenix and in Las Vegas, where they lived before this. One of the most heartbreaking things we learned was that Marla struggled with infertility for years, so she was overjoyed to bring her 3 babies into this world. But her friends say their marriage had become unhappy, though they never could have imagined what would happen.
Candles lit for the Hudgens family Thursday night as grief from the unfathomable sets in.
There's so many of us right now that don't know how we're going to go on without her.
She had like professional confidence that I admired so much.
2 of Marla's best friends, Kine Anderson and Brett Haggerty, tell me they had just talked to Marla Tuesday night, planning upcoming concerts and cruises together, no inkling that anything was about to happen.
What do you mean all of them? What do you mean all of them?
Hudgens was found dead along with her twin 6-month-old girls, Gwen and Faye, and her 3-year-old son, Christopher. Police say her husband, Jasen, shot and killed himself and is the prime suspect. The parents were reportedly discovered by the family's babysitter, who smelled gas throughout the house. Police say Jasen placed open propane gas inside and then detached a gas line from a kitchen appliance.
We knew that marriage was likely ending.
Brett says it was Marla who wanted to end their marriage, but never did they think Jasen was violent.
We never had any indication from her that she felt scared or threatened or unsafe.
This tragedy comes as Marla was dealing with another.
Her sister had just died by suicide just 2 months ago. We literally just had Lexa's celebration of life on Friday.
Her sister's memorial was last Friday, and Jasen didn't go.
While there may have been some strife in their marriage, both Kine and Brett struggle to understand why the kids, and even more so because the Hudgens struggled with infertility for years. Marla's young kids were absolutely everything to her.
And she did everything she could to bring them into existence.
And she called them her hot dog and her hamburger, because one of them was longer and skinny, and one was like short and round. And to think of her babies and how they won't even get to know how big of a person their mother was, and they won't get to experience it at all because they didn't get enough time either. It's too much.
Marla was not only known as a prominent Phoenix attorney here, but she was so involved with the community. She was part of charity groups. She also coached soccer. Both Kine and Brett tell me that Marla would want them to speak out with anger against domestic violence and what it can lead to. And the 2 of them say they will fight for DV victims, just as Marla would have done too. Guys, back to you.
Just devastating. Do we know anything more about how they died, Brianna?
So we're still waiting to find out the official cause of death for Marla and the 3 kids. We know there was a propane tank that was there. We know there was some sort of gas line involved and that all 3 of them had trauma to their bodies, but we don't know exactly what that trauma is. That's something we should learn as soon as we get the autopsy report, and that's something we're waiting on too.
Yeah, you could tell it's impossible for friends or even strangers like us to try and wrap our heads around what happened to that family. All right, Brianna Whitney, thank you.
Thank you.